Righty, boys and girls, welcome to part 9 of Pokemon Legends. Go hit the like and subscribe video, mainly for me, and because you're about to see some new evolutions here. These new Pokemons are going to be a big help to our team and help me crush more alpha Pokemon that will come my way.
So all the training you did between episodes, Donald, is actually paying off, then I see. Well done, man. I thought you'd be the lazy ass you usually are and pop those rare candies like you used to do back in the day. Having Gibble evolve, though, will be the biggest W we have for the team. Always good to have a solid dragon type, isn't it?
And my boy Elekid is going to be evolving too. And I know you already have the Electrizer, which will get the yellow fellow all evolved into its final form. I don't know the best time for it to evolve, however, so maybe someone could let us know in the chat, or I can Google it for you later on. Donnie?
Yeah, someone can let me know that because I can't be bothered. Also, D-Watt here is going to be the first Pokemon out of our whole team to reach its final form. Actually, that's a lie because none of you noticed that we now have a scissor on the team in vomit-colored green. God knows what the designer of that one was thinking, but here we are anyway.
Yeah. More importantly than that, where the hell is Joe, guys? Normally at this point he'd be prattling away about something or another, but he isn't even here yet. And we're like 2 minutes into the video, almost. Someone give him a call.
I'm right here, George. Donald muted me, the fat gimp, and I didn't even realize till now. Also, what the hell is up with this Samurai? It's smaller than a 10-year-old girl. In the anime, he is meant to be way bigger, but then again, Charizard is smaller than most humans for some reason too. I wonder why they did that.
Can't lie. I agree with Joe on that point. Samurott is meant to be the final evolution form of one of the best starter Pokemon ever, and then they go do that to it. That is ridiculous. Worse than making Scizor vomit colored, in my opinion. I wonder how big the other two starters are going to be when they are fully evolved.
You guys can argue about that later. We're currently getting a new assignment from these two fools. Apparently rumors of another Pokemon is going on a rampage, and it's our job to go quell its rage, as per usual. We get to check out the coast, though, which will be a nice change of scenery.
Checking out the nice sea air will help with my boredom. All we've seen so far is grass and hills and Bidoof, mostly all over the place. At least by the sea, we will finally get to see water-type Pokemon, and maybe some new ones as well. I hear a lot of ghost-type Pokemon like to live by the sea in this game.
Yeah, gotta have a swim in the ocean too. And by that I mean we will be getting our next ride, Pokemon, hopefully by the end of this episode. And whilst we take in the view of this gorgeous area, how about we get the viewers to comment their best water-type Pokemon fact? Water types consist of like the most types in the series, so we should get tons of them.
My favorite thing about water types is that they're democratic blue. Can't beat that. Although that's not really a fact, so to say, but still, it's one of my favorite things about them. Plus, the variety of water-type Pokemon is something I really like too. I like that some are completely like fish, but others represent other things.
I hate water types for that exact reason. Although Palkia is a water type, and I guess other than Arceus, it was the second water-type Pokemon ever to exist in the history of Pokemon, which is cool to think, along with Dialga being the first steel-type Pokemon even though it didn't exist in the original games.
Hey, by that logic, Giratina is the first ghost-type Pokemon, and the three Lake Guardians are the first psychic types, along with Mew, I guess, depending on what you believe. What came first out of those Pokemon? The three Lake Guardians look like Mew in a way, though if you think about it...
Such an interesting point you bring up about how the three Lake Pokemon look so similar to Mew. Joe, I never thought about that before, and I haven't heard anyone else talk much about that either. But anyway, if you're talking about the proper Pokemon lore, the three Lake Guardians came before Mew since Arceus created them first.
You guys can start philosophizing all that shit later on. The Pink Pearl Clan leader wants to challenge us to a battle again with her awesome Glaceon. It's like everyone in this game has all of Cynthia's Pokemon in one form or the other. If you guys haven't realized that already, pretty awesome to see. Anyway, go crush her, Donald.
Can someone tell me if this is a 2-on-1 battle or is that Eevee a wild one that just so happens to be here for the fun or something? Like it's gonna get crushed either way, so the poor little thing better just be watching. I mean, I'll probably one-shot the thing anyway.
Well, it can't be a wild one, as I don't think they're around these parts, and since Freda, whatever her name is, just so happens to have a Glaceon with her, then it must be her Eevee too, that's training up. I guess that it will eventually become a Sylveon maybe as well, since she is pink and Sylveon is also a pink Pokemon.
Well, this battle was a complete waste of time, wasn't it? Like, what even was the point? I know these guys like testing us, and it's not like we get anything out of these battles, except slightly more experience than normal. But the best way to train up in this game is to take on the alpha Pokemon. since they give tons out. That is the champion strat.
That is a good strat. And since we don't have an Audino here in this game, then those alpha Pokemon have got to be the next best thing. That is if Donald can even beat the things, because what the viewers don't see is him going around to all the alpha Pokemon and getting completely obliterated every time. LMAO.
Such a serious LMAO. But then again, Obama is the quiet, stoic type amongst us. Donald likes to think he is and pretends to be, but we all know he is the biggest fatty ever. I mean, I'm older, but my old bones still hold up just as well as his.
I am the most stoic one here. Thank you very much, Joe. You're just a little prawn who has nothing better to do than antagonize me, because that's the only thing you have going for you. Like, I'm also pretty sure I have surpassed you in becoming champion of more Pokemon regions than you have at this point. I mean, it's definitely not Obama or George, so one of us has to be the true king now.
And it's your boy Barrick. Now check these two little cuties out, guys. I remember watching the announcement trailer for when they introduced Hisui and Growlithe, and the whole world went mad. It was pretty insane to see, to be honest, because they're the most adorable little things I've ever seen ever.
Okay, so this lady who's called Polina with an A instead of a U for some reason wants us to go calm down the fire. Pokemon who lives in the volcano region or something? She heard about how cool we are and how we handled the other Pokemon who went on rampages, so I guess news travels fast around these parts. Not like there's many people here to begin with, though.
To gain access to that island, though, means we'll finally get access to our next ride Pokemon. The legendary fishy one called Basculegion. Man has an awesome name as well, let's be honest. It sounds so brutal and just savage. And I know what he looks like as well. The most cracked Pokemon ever.
Well, I think it's kind of limited, to be honest, Joe. Braviary is the most cracked ride Pokemon since he can basically go anywhere he wants with a few flaps of his wings. We also get that Weevil-type Pokemon as well who can climb cliffs and things like that. An interesting Pokemon for sure, but they all get made redundant with Braviary.
All right, this guy looks like Joe when he's been blazing a few of those cabbage joints he has on the daily. And why is his flute like bigger than his entire head as well? All his proportions are just completely out of whack. But anyway, this fellow will be the one to help us make Basculegion's favorite food.
This guy needs to get himself together. He literally is a pussy and is just scared of everything. I mean, he's already banging on about how our mission to get the next ride Pokemon is basically impossible for some reason. Like how this guy made it this far in life is beyond me, and he lives in the middle of nowhere.
Okay, so the reason why he thinks this mission of ours is impossible is because we need to catch a Dusclops, which for some reason is the only Pokemon in this entire place and region who has the power to make some yummy food. I mean, Dusclops is for sure a cracked ghost-type Pokemon, but I would never attribute it to cooking.
Good point. Dusclops is the last Pokemon I would ask to assist me with cooking. And he said that Dark Pulse is the move we need to get the food tasting good as well. So someone's got to explain to me how using Pokemon moves like Dark Pulse would actually help us here.
We're about to find out. Boys, Dusclops was super scary back in the day in Generation 3, but since Gen 4, if you use a Reaper cloth on it or something, then it will evolve. I'm actually tempted to switch out one of our team members with a Dusknoir, thinking about it, because it's such a cool Pokemon.
Right, and you found our wavy hand man, Donald. He seems to be lurking around these cliché spooky forests with dead trees everywhere. Not stereotypical at all, let's be honest. Anyway, let's battle and catch this thing first try. How hard can it be?
Probably very hard since Donald did all that training earlier. Only to find out that all the Pokemon here are like 10 levels higher than us. I mean, that's pretty insane if you think about it. I think that means Donnie will get super jealous and try to get all our Pokemon to level 50 now at least.
And of course, a random Drifloon would show up here out of nowhere and give us grief. And I don't even know how to target that stupid purple balloon instead of Dusclops to kill it. It one go? The Dusclops is also a female, which will probably piss Donald off a lot.
Our girl here has like 1 health point remaining and no George. I'm not actually pissed off by a female Dusclops. I am a big boy now, and so over the gender biases, like, why does it even matter if this Dusclops doesn't have a dick or not? I mean, big deal, Joe doesn't have one and we're still friends.
Wow, Donald's so uncalled for, man. You and I have been pretty good the last few episodes, and even the last series and a half, I swear. And then you go and drop a bomb like that. Anyway, about time you caught this thing after getting Scizor killed. Guys, it took like Donald about 20 minutes to catch this thing, believe it or not.
Yeah, the catch rate for this Pokemon was mad, to be fair, to Donald. Plus, he almost got more of our Pokemon killed, and we didn't have any moves, which could cause a status on Dusclops. We need hypnosis or something like that as soon as bro.
That has got to be one of the most annoying parts of this otherwise very great game. Also, did you guys see what they did to Super Mario Galaxy on the Switch 2? It's like they didn't even bother upscaling the graphics or anything. Plus, playing without the Wii remote is also really strange.
Hey man, I saw that blasphemy. It's like they don't even care when Super Mario Galaxy is one of the best, greatest games to ever exist. Hearing Gusty Garden Galaxy just drop its beat still brings a tear to my eye, and that world is in such a random place as well, and has the most memorable theme tune ever.
This guy is such a joke. Seriously, isn't he, guys? The fool is scared of a Dusclops, which we caught. So it's super friendly now. Maybe we should get Dusclops to give him a big hug or something. Also, something I want the viewers to comment on is which ghost-type Pokemon would they absolutely not want to meet in a dark alley?
To be honest, I doubt anyone would see me in a dark alley, but you three would probably be screwed. Anyway, you're still right, Joe. This guy is meant to be some sort of leader and protector of Basculegion, and he's scared of some rando ghost-type Pokemon who has better things to do than hurt humans.
On a side note, can we talk about the sky and how gorgeous it looks? It literally looks like a watercolor painting, and it's just so pretty I can't get over it. Also, Donnie is on his way to see the rest of the gang around their parts so that we can finally get Basculegion. Took long enough, but we're finally going to get it.
You know, something I'd like to talk about is why no one mentions Dialga or Palkia's forms in the newer games, other than the fact that they didn't exist when Diamond and Pearl came out. But like the lore should still mention it. And I guess they gave them origin forms since our boy Giratina had one right from the get-go.
Yeah, well, Giratina would clap both of them in one go. I mean, he basically saved them both when Cyrus went full God mode and tried to capture them using the red chain which holds the original powers, which is actually Arceus's power. And then Giratina came along to save the day in all his spookiness and glory.
Talking about glory, Donald, Basculegion has finally graced us with his presence. The dude looks so cool, and I wonder how strong it would be in battle. In fact, I would like to know which of the ride Pokemon we get in this game would be the strongest. My guess is probably this one, or maybe the deer fellow.
He looks super cool. I bet he's fast on water as well. I guess he's the only one of his kind, though, like the other ride Pokemon only native to the Hisui region. They must go extinct in the future or something. Anyway, we can now summon the fishy whenever we want to have a joyride in the ocean.
Something which doesn't make sense to me is how the flute makes the same damn sound for every Pokemon we want to summon. So how do they know they need to show up? Like they would all show up at once and then find out we only wanted one of them. How sad would that be?
Not gonna lie, Joe, I think you're reading too much into the lore of this place. No one actually cares, and I doubt the Pokemon particularly care either. Plus, if you want to dive into the lore, then I bet there is a slight variation in the tune which we play, so each Pokemon knows when they need to be summoned. That is the only explanation.
Hey, I just noticed this one Growlithe closest to us is way bigger than the other one. That must mean he is the alpha Pokemon who gets super big, or he just eats his veggies. That's right, kiddos watching this in the future. Make sure to listen to your parents and eat your veggies if you want to become big and strong like Growlithe.
Oh boy, and look who showed up again. Guys, completely forgot these fools existed, and now they're back again out of nowhere. First of all, to cause more chaos. But then again, they're so weak and pathetic, and by the time it's part 9, I bet Donald would have done more training to get our team leveled up, so we'll crush them into oblivion.
Oh man, and they even have a Gengar on their side as well, which is one of my all-time favorite Pokemon. It was also one of the first Pokemon anyone actually saw back in the day, since the title screen of Pokemon Red and Blue had one fighting a Nidoran or something, if I remember correctly. And even back then, they stuck it behind a goddamn trade evolution.
Donald, you gotta act fast, man. That Gengar just poached poor Growly, and now he's gonna hold it hostage from us. Time to send in the CIA or whoever it is we have now to take it back. This is so cruel, and I'd deploy the full force of the United States military on these 3 idiots for doing something so cruel.
Right, and it seems Donald is going to have to play rescue and go save that poor Growly. Like those girls won't stand a chance. So all they've done is delay the inevitable. Anyway, I would like to remind everyone watching to go hit the like and subscribe buttons for us.
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Part 9 is going to be full of hot fire and lava and just the most awesome shit you've ever seen when Donald takes on the next alpha super Pokemon on the little mini Mustafar. This battle will be legendary.
Relating that to Mustafar of all things is for sure interesting. Hopefully no one's legs get chopped off and our torso doesn't get burnt to a crisp. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I think you'll all be getting a mini movie soon too. And also, please go check out our Patreon if you want to support our work more.
I have it in my right mind to throw you three into that volcano and sip a martini. Now that's how an episode should end, in my humble opinion.